Why is it that whenever you go to the bar, the hottest girl in there is always the bartender? It doesn't matter what bar you go to, it's almost like they have this uncanny ability to always employ the hottest chick that walks in there. Today, I'm going to give you my top 5 tips to picking up a bartender. Now, this is one of those really difficult things because a bartender isn't just like your everyday girl. You go into a bar and most of the girls that are talking there, they're kind of going out with the idea of being social. They're kind of looking to party, maybe even looking to meet up with somebody, and of course they're drinking. 9 times out of 10, the bartender isn't. So you're going to have to stand out from the rest of the crowd. And these top 5 tips are going to help you do exactly that. Step 1. You're going to have to become a regular in the bar. In 2006, Miller, the psychologist, did a massive study, and they realised that familiarity, or something known as the mere exposure effect, had drastic consequences in terms of attraction. The more comfortable somebody got around you, the more they saw you, the more attracted they became. So if you're just going to walk into a random bar as a random Joe, your chance of success are that much lower. So become a regular. Go to the same bar over and over again. Get on first name terms with the bartender, and then at that point you're ready to start building things further and taking it up to the next level. Step 2. You've got to get her out of the bar. In the bar, she's in work mode. She's concentrating on serving other customers, and no matter how cool and charming you might appear to be, at the end of the day, she still has a job to do. If you don't get her out of the bar or out of the bar frame of mind, then you've got very little chance of taking it further. Make a point of perhaps inviting her out to go to get some lunch sometime during the day. If you've been hanging out with her quite a lot, then she should be quite comfortable doing something like this with you. And of course, she needs to eat on the way to work. If it just so happens that you're free at the same time as her, you can grab a bite to eat and then go to work afterwards. What makes that good is that it's a very low pressure setting. Meeting up with somebody for lunch just before she goes to work means there's no chance that you're going to try and run off with her, take her back to your hotel room, or try and do anything that would be a little bit awkward. She knows that all you're going to do is meet up for food and then she's going to go to work. Once she gets used to meeting you in a situation outside of work, then she's going to feel that much more comfortable, perhaps going on a date or hanging out, even if it's just initially as friends, but it'll give you the chance to increase the connection with her and generate some attraction. Step 3. Stay by the bar, but you've got to interact with others. You see, a lot of people when they're hitting on the bartender, they tend to just stand by the bar and wait for her to keep coming back to them after she's gone around and she's speaking to other customers. This is a massive mistake, because it shows that you're spending all of your time and investment waiting for her. You've got to change that up a bit. You need to make sure that you are interacting with other people at the bar. If only while she's busy and working. That way when she comes back to you, you can re-engage her. One of the best things you can say to her at that point is, hey, you left me with these guys, come on, you're supposed to save me from weirdos. Which is exactly how she's going to be feeling. Because a lot of people do go in bars with the specific aim of hitting on a bartender, and let's face it, they haven't necessarily watched these tips and they're going about it the wrong way, being a little bit sleazy, which makes her feel awkward. If she can associate with you because you explain that you're going through a similar kind of thing, you're going to help build that connection, and she's going to think that you're a little bit of a cool guy that actually gets it. Step 4. Getting conversations about other topics beyond just her work and your work. Everybody has something else they do apart from their main job. Her hobbies, her passions in life, what are they? Interact with her, make her laugh, make her giggle, get her to tell you things, get her to carry the weight of the conversation. You want her telling you about her favourite movies, whether she likes going to the theatre, you want her talking to you as much as possible about her life outside of work, rather than her sitting listening to your woes, as most bartenders typically end up doing. Step 5. If you do make things happen, don't talk about it unless she does. If the two of you are becoming boyfriend-girlfriend, that's one thing. Eventually people are going to pick up about what's going on and you're going to get accepted into the fold. If it was just a casual encounter, she has to be very careful about her reputation. It's not just her rep on the line, it's also her job. And bartenders move in very small circles. If they find out that she's starting to be a little bit carefree with all the customers that turn up, then she's going to find that her job may be on the line, and more importantly, other jobs may not be likely to hire her. If you go around and start shouting about how great it is and the fact that you did manage to pull her, then all that's going to happen is she's going to counteract by going around and saying how much of a bit of a lowlife you are, and then you're going to struggle. And what you may find is she starts talking to all of her other friends that are also bartenders in the area, and what once went really, really well and you did manage to pick up the first bartender you may find that in that particular area it becomes very difficult for you to pick up anybody else. So, keep your lip quiet, don't really talk about it to other people unless she does, and enjoy the interactions.